coming, but he peeked up and saw the play clock was at 2, and they've got to use timeout number 2 in this first half.
Talked about some of the misdirection that we've already seen. At the very opening of the game, you're going to get Reed coming around and sort of setting the tone for this one and basically making a statement. Don't fly out of there, linebackers. Now you come out and you establish a little bit of that. Now you go bootleg. Again, misdirection. Linebackers, don't be so quick to go chase A.J. Dillon across the field. This is really Matt LaFleur. This goes back to Kyle Shanahan. This goes back so many other different coaches. But the basic belief is if you run it, you establish a run, you establish the bootlegs off of it. Too much to handle for any defense. RPOs as well.
66.
Second and 5, the Chiefs bring the heat. Love retreats, throws incomplete. Almost Reed going the other way. He tried to get it to Christian Watson. Blitz that time affected Green Bay's offense.
I don't really know why he threw that ball that far behind. That was a throw that was so bad, it was even uninterceptable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to throw it bad, throw it really bad so the other team can't get it either.
It's like if you miss the fairway, miss it into the other fairway where you have a shot, right?
We know a little about that.
35. Love stepping up, throwing in zone. Watson, touchdown Packers. They're 2 for 2 tonight.
First of all, you have to watch the pass protection here because this is going to take a long time to get across the field. Fantastic job by the guys up front, and that is sort of what we see out of Patrick Mahomes.
Baby, they're saying yes right now. 2 for 2 on drives and touchdowns. Packers up 11 on the chance. Side. So many years, his high school days in New Jersey, his college days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and that defensive line up there to make the stop on the first down run by Pacheco.
I mean, it was so interesting talking with him, wasn't he? Just such a good guy, Rashawn Gary. And he said, I just remember thinking there's something wrong with me, and he just couldn't come up with an answer. And yet here they were just stayed after it, tried to figure it out, finally came up with a solution. And talking to him now is just brilliant. He is a fantastic young man.
After the Pacheco gain of 1 to Isaiah through the air. Open field, hard to bring down. And Jonathan Owens does it. About 4 shy of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down for KC.
How about the game Jonathan Owens had against Detroit? Now, we can talk about a lot of other players, but the guy who stuck out to me was Jonathan Owens, and yes, he's married to Simone Biles, but that's not why he's getting attention in Green Bay anymore. He is putting together some real games on the back end, getting a chance to start tonight, even though Rudy Ford back as well.
3rd and 4 for Kansas City. Mahomes, first down. Sky Moore in traffic. They'll mark him right past the 35, and they'll move the chains for KC on their 2nd drive of the night. So there's Kansas City down double digits again, and Patrick Mahomes, the one guy who feels right at home in these spots, did it last week against Las Vegas. They fell down 14-0 and went on to beat the Raiders 31-17.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes no longer thinking about how great it is to play at Lambeau Field. He was excited to get a chance to play here, but now it's time to get locked and loaded here. This is a Green Bay defense playing pretty well.
Under center for the Pacheco run to the right. You see Donovan Smith, 79. The left tackle, who played the first half dozen plays in this one, then was out for the rest of that opening drive. Back in here for drive 2 for KC.
You know, the other interesting story for me on the other side is what Andy Reid has done with Jawan Taylor. If you remember opening day, Jawan Taylor had all kinds of issues, lining up too far in the backfield. His leg was shaking. He was moving around. Now you look at him, Not jumping off sides. They have solved the problem on the outside.
Second and 8, play action for Mahomes. Throw it in the middle. Kelsey gets wide open. You wonder how that can happen sometimes, right? With all the attention Travis gets. Inside the 40, first down Kansas City. They pick up 23.
Wow, they end up with a man coverage running across the field, but you're going to see an area right here in the middle of the field. And usually there's two guys within a couple of yards of Travis Kelce. Even he had to be thinking, what the heck, because he's been getting beat up all night so far tonight.
Mahomes is open 7 for 8. Dropping, taking off to his left. That little fake, he was running all the way, pulled out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Corey Ballantyne over there, and one of the folks on the sideline there holding the down marker also went down. Seems to be getting up and okay.
Patrick Mahomes. He just, you know, we've seen it work before. We've seen guys running down the field, 10 yards down the field, or wide receivers fake a pass and have it fake somebody else out. I guess you just can't help yourself.
He does it all. He grabbed the jacket of the gentleman who was holding the down marker to try to avoid a heavier fall. Inside run, Edwards-Helaire in there, and Clyde gets very close to that first down inside the 30-yard line. Chris, this was a guy at the end of the first round who we thought was going to be the big star for the Chiefs in the backfield when he was drafted 4 years ago. Hasn't been the case, but they have not lost faith in him. And we saw a couple of hard runs against the Raiders last week.
Yeah, I thought he was doing a little semi-impersonation of Pacheco when I was watching it, but you could see the uplift of intensity. But now when it really matters on third and very short, get number 10 back in there.
There is Pacheco for the first down. That whole middle of that offensive line is so good for Kansas City. And they paved the way for Pacheco to get to the 22.
I tell you what, I call them the wall inside. These interior guys right here. I'm going to start on the left side with Joe Tooney and Creed Humphrey. Watch this double team. Just push right back into the linebacker. Now, I'm going to say that Pacheco is a fantastic player. There's a whole bunch of people who could run through that hole.
There they are. Tooney, Humphrey, Smith. First and 10. Mahomes is looking at Kelsey, slides it inside for Rice. It's incomplete. Just a half step off with Rashee Rice.
Well, you knew he was going to drop down and give us a little three-quarter shot at some time. That was almost full sidearm there. Just barely off, trying to leave that thing in front of Rashee Rice, who, if the Kansas City Chiefs happen to win another world championship, Rashee Rice is going to have to be a big part of it.
He's over here closer to you in the slot, and Kelsey is strolling behind him. There's Travis on the run. Blocker's out there for Kelsey. Inside the 15 and very close to the first down. To get those terrific offensive linemen on the move in front of Kelsey.
I don't know how to describe his running style other than a weaver. You know, it's just, he just weaves. And people, because he weighs 250 pounds, you're out there amongst all these cornerbacks who weigh 195 or 200. It takes somebody like Devondre Campbell to come out there and make a tackle. It's a good play.
He's got the first down at the 12. Chiefs got down deep on the opening drive, had to settle for a field goal. Pacheco patiently inside, spun down inside the 9-yard line. Carl Brooks, the rookie out of Bowling Green, one of the two in there, along with T.J. Slayton, who's playing well on the nose.
Does it feel like you're kind of watching the same thing happening on both sides of the ball here? Like it's this powerful run game, then play action off of it, and it's going to come down to who scores touchdowns in the red zone and who has to kick field goals. So far, the Chiefs are the ones that had to kick the field goal.
Second and 6, Mahomes. Stepping up, taking off, takes the hit. Very close to the first down at the 2-yard line, but we've got a flag back where they were pass blocking. This one's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the center, Creed Humphrey.
Tell you, Creed Humphrey is a guy who barely made a mistake his first couple years in the league ever. He's given up a few sacks this year in a different way, and that one will bring it back as well, and he can't believe it. Let's take a look. Completely locked and loaded, and I think that's what they saw right there.
So once again, mistake inside the 10, backs the Chiefs up. It's 2nd and 16. Quickly out for Rice, who gets it at the 11-yard line. Quay Walker saw that buzzing by there. He and Savage in tight quarters.
Man, that was some catch. He didn't even see that ball. I've had a couple of those thrown my way in my career, and it's just like you just sort of stick your hands out. It's a good thing he did, or else Savage would have had that one. Good quick reactions that time by Rice.
It's just the second drive for the Chiefs, and they face 3rd and long. They can get a first down at the 2. Mahomes 5 in the pattern. Trying to get away. Again, they get him for the sack. It's Preston Smith. So the Green Bay pass rush comes up in the red zone twice and will force another field goal attempt.
Mike, these are coverage sacks. He had plenty of time here. Really did. Preston Smith with a good rush right off the bat, but he was stymied in the beginning. Had to sort of give it a second go, and just could not come up with the open receiver down the field here, trying to find Kelsey, but they zone it off on the backside with Valentine, and for the second time now they have to kick a field goal.
Harrison Butker from 34 still hasn't missed a kick all year. Crazy magic moment. That tree comes down, you bring it home. Remember to keep it watered, please.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to pick those little pines out of the carpet.
Gosh.
That's the part I remember.
Oh, man. To sit. Hang time in this kick, but Keyshawn Nixon's aggressive. Loves to bring him out. Here he goes. And they'll wait for him at the 23-yard line. Cam Jones there on special teams for Kansas City. Chris, this has been such a good start for Jordan Love. You look at these 2 drives, it has been exactly the way Matt LaFleur could have hoped they would have been.
And I just wonder, we haven't seen a lot of exotic stuff so far out of Spagnuolo and the Kansas City Chiefs. You wonder what being down to their 3rd inside linebacker may be doing to some of the exotics that he may want to play out here. And so far, Jordan Love looks like he's been playing for the last 20 years.
So the shot of 73, Yosh Nijman. He's the backup left tackle. Green Bay rotates their tackles. And James Robinson in the game, the former Jacksonville Jaguar 1,000-yard rusher. Got 2. Willie Gay tackled him, and this is 2-minute warning. So 4 drives, 4 scores. Green Bay's got TDs. KC's got field goals. Mentioned earlier, Simone Biles, 4-time gold medalist, 7-time Olympic medalist, who is married to the Packers defensive back Jonathan Owens. And Simone here on the field before the game, chance to visit with her. She loves coming to these games, and she has become very knowledgeable about what's going on the field, especially watching the Packers secondary.
Bet she has.
Jonathan had some good stories to tell me this week about that. Patrick Taylor's the back, 2nd and 8 at the 2-minute warning. Love's throw inside. That is caught by Romeo Dobbs at the 30-yard line. His first catch of the night. 3 short of a first down, and an important 3rd down coming up here, Chris.
A huge 3rd down right now. And the Green Bay Packers are acting like they're going to hurry up. I wonder if they really will. Chiefs going to have all 3 timeouts. If they have to punt in this situation, just worry about what Patrick Mahomes might put together, then get the ball in the second half. Big down, and they are. They're delaying a bit here. They're taking their time.
Work it down, 3rd and 3. Protected, Love throws complete to Christian Watson. Joshua Williams went down. Watson's got the first down with 1:16 to go.
And what was the number 1 thing, Mike, that Steve Spagnuolo was worried about?
Cleats.
Tell him. cleats. The last time, or not, maybe not the last time, but when he was here once before, he had a defensive back that refused to switch his cleats on this field. He said, I'm telling you, it's slippery out there. In the key play of the game so far in this one, this guy slips down.
A run with Patrick Taylor. Hit around Green Bay a couple of times, spinning instead of going out of bounds. He stopped shy of the 45-yard line. The clock will dive under a minute.
So now everything shifts. Now the Green Bay Packers have the hammer, and they can work this drive. Chris Jones now playing on the far outside here, closest to you.
They'll run again with Taylor. Big space. Patrick Taylor takes it to the 32-yard line. So the third-year man out of Memphis is cut by New England, who signed him off the practice squad, re-signed here just a couple of weeks ago. And they keep it running. Don't take the timeout they have left. 30 seconds to go, and the Chiefs, I believe, are going to take a timeout. They are. So Kansas City uses the timeout. So huge runs by Taylor. That one getting them down to the 32-yard line. Back here at Lambeau with a reminder. Coming up, it's the Toyota halftime. The Niners dominated that NFC Championship rematch, and we'll look ahead to next Sunday as things are tighter now with the Eagles and the Cowboys. One game separating. We're in Arlington next Sunday night. First look ahead with the group back in the studio, led by Maria Taylor. Coming up on the Toyota halftime. Unrelated to Maria, at least I think unrelated, Patrick Taylor just had his longest run of his NFL career that has put the Green Bay Packers, Chris, down at the 32-yard line here with 32 seconds to go.
Yeah, and a real communication issue. You can see some of it already. Jack Cochran in there. He was trying to communicate with Mike Edwards, and they just got off a beat and took advantage.
Green Bay used a timeout on each of the first two drives, so they're down to one. KC took that last timeout. 32 to go. And a false start.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on the rookie receiver, Jaden Reed.
Yeah, let's go back to that miscommunication here, just so you can see it. Here's Cochran. He's going to try and communicate back here with his safety. And then as the running back cuts over first to Cochran's right, he is not looking at the ball carrier, jumps over the top, and creates a big hole in there.
Love continues the research with the hard count. Pressure out here, got rid of it over the head of Taylor. And incomplete. It went whizzing by Cochran as well. Pressure was there from Chris Jones, the veteran, getting near the quarterback.
Just ran right through John Runyon, not even a move. This is every once in a while, Chris Jones will do something that you go, Aaron Donald or whoever you want to talk about. You just can't win any faster than what Chris Jones did right there. But Jordan Love didn't exacerbate the problem. He got rid of it. Give yourself another chance. All you need out of this drive is a field goal.
43's big.
We're hearing all that communication. Love escapes to the right. Not much open downfield. He gets rid of it by the sideline as Willie Gay gets to knock him out of bounds. It's incomplete. It'll set up third down. They're at the 37. A field goal from here would be 55 yards.
The Green Bay Packers receivers have to do better than that. We talk about the strength of this team, and for Kansas City being in their secondary, they had everybody locked down on that one in that two-man coverage. No chance.
You know, Chris, Kansas City took a timeout with 32 seconds left. Sometimes you just get your defense right and ready, especially with Cochran out. And the last couple of snaps, it's been two of the best snaps of this defense this game.
Absolutely, and don't be surprised if Jordan Love takes off with this one. He needs 5 yards back in the worst way.
Inside, they try to run for it with Robinson, and Cochran and Reed make sure he doesn't get there. Trent McDuffie was down as well. Kansas City takes this timeout with 18 seconds left. We've seen them in big spots not need a lot of time to get downfield, but now it's going to be a fourth down decision for Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm not sure you try this field goal, because otherwise you're going to leave it there in the middle of the field with about 12 seconds, and Patrick Mahomes, he won a championship one year in that kind of situation.
Exactly. Carlson was not great in warm-ups going in this direction. Well, the rookie will stay there, and they'll bring out the punt unit for the first time. Rich Bisaccia, special teams coach, who did such a good job when he took over the Raiders a few years ago, getting them to the playoffs. In conversation there with Matt LaFleur. And you'll see punt for the first time tonight with Daniel Whelan.
I tell you, I would want this ball rolling on the ground somewhere and eat some of that clock.
Whelan takes his time, hangs it high. It's bouncing, and they do what they did last week, downing it at the 1-yard line. This time, Rudy Ford there on special teams. Perfect execution by Green Bay. We're back in 30 seconds in a long field for the Chiefs, and we'll be back after this from AWS. In this game by Whelan, backs the Chiefs up to the 2, and they're not going to do anything with it. To the 3-yard line technically as Mahomes takes a knee, takes it to the locker room. The Green Bay Packers looking to win 4 of their last 5. And nobody's going to get Matt LaFleur's way going up the tunnel this week, as happened Thanksgiving in Detroit. KC gets the ball and start the second half. Packers are up 8. Toyota halftime now. And here's Maria Taylor in the studio. Maria. No, the second half of the 31-degree night in Green Bay. Packers on top by 8. That half went by quickly, and here's why. First game in the NFL this season with 6 or fewer drives combined. There were exactly 6, including that last kneel down by the Chiefs, whose offense, the second time this season, didn't score a first-half touchdown, and they've had problems in the second-half scoring. We'll talk about that as this third quarter gets going. QB numbers, both good and completions. Love the 2 touchdowns, and really the difference in the game, 3 sacks for Mahomes, who's the least sacked quarterback in the league among the starters, all in the red zone. That hasn't happened before. That's how we've arrived at 14-6. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark on the sideline, and the Chiefs get the ball to start the third. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur, the Green Bay head coach, momentarily. He talked to Melissa coming out of the locker room.
Matt, the Chiefs with 2 trips to the red zone, but you held them to field goals both times. What's impressed you most about your defense?
Yeah, well, obviously possessions are at a premium right now. There weren't very many, but that's what it's going to come down to, our ability to keep them out of the end zone. Thought we got some good pressure on Patrick in those situations, and we need to keep that going.
Jordan Love, very efficient in the first half. What do you want to see from him in the second?
Just continue with what he's been doing. I think we've been protecting him pretty well up front, and he's got great poise, and that's being seen by everybody, and we just got to keep playing one play at a time.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect opener to Kelce, perfect opener to Kelce for 22 as he comes across to the sideline.
Yeah, they come out with this 5-man down lineman, which means they're going to go 3 deep on the back end. But when those linebackers stepped up for the play action, there's just a huge hole in behind. So that is a play now they've hit a couple of times for big yardage.
Kelce just standing next to the athletic training staff. Mahomes back dealing again. He's covered downfield. The flag is down as he escapes and throws it complete to Pacheco. It's into Green Bay territory at the 41. Let's check the flag.
Holding. Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That is on Jawan Taylor, and that continues to add to his total of flags of the season.
16 for the year now. It really is. And when he gets himself in trouble, and he's a good athlete. He moves well. But sometimes it's just those sort of late grabs that become so obvious. And you can see Rashawn Gary trying to throw the imaginary flag to help the officials out there.
There you see the story with the Chiefs O-line flags, and it's been Taylor and Smith the tacklers for the most part, although Creed Humphrey had a key red zone penalty in the first half. Kadarius Toney inside on the run, trying to get him involved a bit more. There's another flag down as Toney takes it to the 45. It's a gain of 9 if it stands. That flag thrown at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal shift. Offense. Not all 11 plays were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I mean, this is just not what we're used to seeing out of Andy Reid's squad. It's just the ball was snapped too early. They've got people moving at the same time. It's unprofessional on offense. I mean, it just is.
Tony getting himself in the wrong spot. He only played a couple of snaps in that first half. Cost his team 5 there. So 1st and 25. Pacheco runs. With big Kenny Clark in there to help bring him down as that ball came out at the back end, and Pacheco is down. And they're out to check on Isaiah Pacheco. Helped himself up there. He got helped up by Kelsey. And we'll step out for a second. Down the street here, some great folks. Folks, the U.S. Olympic curling team prepared over there. They have recreational leagues, all that good stuff. Pacheco out, 2nd and 22. Flip it to Rashee Rice. Tony was out there to block 4. We got to the 38-yard line and a pickup of 4. And Chris, Pacheco lucky to get up from this one.
Yeah, if you've ever played football ever, you've been caught in a few precarious positions. Watch the way Pacheco muscles his way out of this, where he was almost going to flip over backwards on his legs, but just sheer strength alone got him out of that.
Oh, goodness. Donovan Smith out again. He's questionable to return with a neck injury. Wanye Morris is the left tackle on 3rd and 18. Mahomes is escaping and throws on the run, complete to Kelsey to the 35. And how about that little dance? Almost hang time from Mahomes. Did not cross the line of scrimmage.
There it is, Mike. That's what he does, and this protection was perfect. They go 3-man rush to try and protect. But watch as he steps up. These linebackers take just a little step forward, and that's it. That's the way he does it. He doesn't fool around and scramble sideways. He scrambles right at your defense, forces a reaction, takes advantage of your reaction.
27 for that magical duo there. Pacheco back in. Slamming it left into Quay Walker. Through Quay Walker. Inagbari brings him down, but a gain of 11. What a powerful runner. The 2nd year, 7th round pick out of Rutgers.
We talk about angry runs. I mean, this guy, he just lives angry, I guess. It just, he never, ever seems to stop. And it's not like he's some massive guy, but he just runs like he's out of control. 216 pounds is a relatively small back in this league.
That's the same dude who just got bent backwards, right?
Yes, sir.
Gosh. From the 29, Rashee Rice got the block from Watson on the edge, and Rice to the 11-yard line. So they get it out quick. The wide receivers help each other downfield blocking, and the Chiefs are on the move again.
And I tell you, that play by Patrick Mahomes is the one. I mean, this is a one-score game, right?
Yes.
I mean, it really is a one-score game. And you're talking about they were 3rd and 20, whatever it was, and he just has a way. There is no down and distance that is insurmountable for him.
1st and 10 from the 11. Pacheco. Inagbari along for the ride to the 5-yard line. Pick up a 6.
So this is where the Kansas City Chiefs have been blowing this game so far. 3 sacks, you talked about it. Never happened to Patrick Mahomes in the red zone before. But there have been key penalties down here as well. And part of those penalties have been because the offensive line almost did too good a job. And the guys couldn't get open. So he held the ball, moved around, and there was some penalties. Have to stay disciplined now inside the 10.
2nd and 4 to Rice. Kelsey out there blocking. Rice to the 1. Goes down there. They say that he was down when the ball came out. No turnover. But where the mark is, it'll be 1st and goal for Kansas City.
The runner was down by contact. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Let's watch where Rice is as he's leaning. It's a good call. After Flowers, the line judge was on it. The Chiefs go quick, and Pacheco in the end zone with a penalty marker down. We got a couple of them as players were running on and off. The officials will confer for a minute. For the moment, it's a Pacheco touchdown. Pacheco goes to attempt a Lambeau leap and fails.
Two fouls, both by the defense. Illegal substitution, 12 players. Offside defense. Those penalties are declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
And it's a 2-point game as Isaiah Pacheco runs it in for the 6th time this year.
And we ran out of little things to stick on them. The little lollipop things, we didn't have enough.
And with all the confusion, Pacheco on a drive with a lot of contact goes in untouched. So here go the Chiefs for 2 for the first time this year. Kansas City has not attempted a 2-point conversion in 2023.
All right, let's see what they've drawn up here. It's always interesting, these 2-point plays with Andy Reid in Kansas City.
They've become so successful. 55% the overall conversion rate around the NFL coming into this week. It's just Pacheco running left, and the Packers are there. And this remains a 2-point game. Green Bay's defense, Quay Walker, Preston Smith, Darnell Savage over there. Evening here in Green Bay. Harrison Butker, the kick. Keyshawn Nixon going backwards with momentum, still brings it out. Nixon bouncing to the outside and turns this into a nice return to the 32-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. And this look at the quarterback, Jordan Love, for the Packers. The holiday spirit abounds, and Love actually has played really well the last month or so. Into the air on first down, he's going to swing it out to the check down. Nice move by Dillon in space. Beautiful run to the 47-yard line. The running back who was quiet the end of the second quarter with a good play there to start the third. As we have an injury on the sideline, another Chief is hurt. Brian Cook, the safety. And the Chiefs medical staff across the field to look at him. It's been a tough night for Kansas City. You can tell the concern of the fellow defensive players from Kansas City. They've already seen Drew Tranquil, their starting linebacker, go out. Earlier, Justin Reed was hurt, came back in the game, but now Brian Cook is down. Well, unfortunately, Brian Cook, the second-year starting safety out of Cincinnati, remains down, and the athletic training staff, the doctors, are out there looking at him. It's a lower leg injury for Cook. We're not going to show you replays on it. It's one of those that's just tough to see, and it happened right in front of the Green Bay sideline. You see the Packers athletic training staff was right there until the Chiefs got over. The players took a knee. It's one of those where everybody knows it's a tough-looking injury, and you can see the disappointment on the face a moment ago. Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes, second-year player in this league. Cook came in, replaced Juan Thornhill, and has been a very good contributor to this team.
Yeah, he's the free safety on the back end that sort of controls everything. But he has made a lot of really big tackles, big plays, touchdown-saving plays for this team, and he is highly thought of.
A lot of second-year players on this defense. A lot of these guys came in together. Almost half of the Chiefs' defense, first and second-year players, and Andy Reid came over to have a look at his player who slipped, went down, got his foot caught underneath him, and is in a ton of pain as he's being taken off. It adds, Melissa, to a night where the Chiefs have seen a lot of players injured in this one.
Mike, a couple of other injuries, yes, to update you on as we're watching this scene unfold on the field. Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquil, he is out with a concussion. Left tackle Donovan Smith, he is questionable with a neck injury, and of course we will monitor Brian Cook's injury and get you any information as soon as we have it.
Okay, Melissa, thank you. And we'll send our best hopes to Brian Cook, 24 years old, really good young player in this league. Tough to see him go down. So the Packers picked up a first down in that last play with Dillon, and they've got it at the 47. And Dillon runs to the right And he'll get 2 yards. Mike Edwards, coming out of the secondary, Chris, makes the tackle for Kansas City.
Good player. Mike Edwards is going to be the replacement for Brian Cook on the back end. A veteran guy, certainly knows what he's doing back there. Has played over 50% of his snaps at the free safety position. And you'll see him really close on the ball here. Once he sees that pitch, he goes and gets it. So they have plenty of depth there, but the communication hub of this defense runs through the middle linebacker and the safety. Now both of them out.
Love on the fake. Come on over to Jaden Reed, who's open. L'Jarius Sneed in the open field gets right on him.
I tell you, Mike, the cornerbacks on the outside for the Kansas City Chiefs tackle as cleanly and as well as anybody in football. We're talking about L'Jarius Sneed. We're talking about Trent McDuffie, who now has sort of transitioned into that slot. But Jaden Reed is the best the Green Bay Packers have at escaping tackles like that. He had no chance.
Again, Green Bay did not huddle. Manipulated the line. 3rd and 8. And here comes a little bit of pressure in the middle. Love will swing it. It's complete, but short of the first down. Reed too shy, as McDuffie was there along with Justin Reed to hold him down.
I think you go for this. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You don't want that offense back out there again. If you punt it, it's probably at the 15. If you miss it, they get it to 45. Coaches would tell you what difference does it make. You've got Patrick Mahomes over there. He's going to go to work. You have a chance to control the ball game with your offense here.
And there you see the next-gen stats and the analytics that tell you go for it. It's 4th and a long one. Was in motion. Love retreats, puts it up for grabs. Romeo Doubs hangs on at the 11. Retreating, backpedaling, put it up, and Doubs brought it in. Gain of 33.
He must be really good at cornhole, I'll say that. He threw that thing a mile up in the air and somehow timed it down right to Doubs in the middle of 3 defenders all around him. Watch this thing. Wow.
Good job by Doubs to hold on his longest reception of the year. From the 11, Dillon. Head in the backfield by Jack Cochran, filling in for Drew Tranquill.
Well, look at this thing. I mean, there was no way to defend it. It almost came straight down. I talk about all the time, Mike, on the long balls, if the quarterback can get it up and over the top, it just sort of drops right in your lap. And Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre and those guys would be proud of that one.
Chris Jones was bearing down on Love. Loss of a yard on the last one, so 2nd and 11. Here come the Chiefs. Pressure's on. Love, throw, end zone, Watson! Oh, did he catch that? He did, but there is a flag down. What a grab by Christian Watson. And I think it's going to stand.
Holding. Defense, number 38. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
What a catch by Christian Watson. His time of the year when he comes alive.
This is unbelievable. It was 4th and 2. He throws a lollipop in the air to pick up the first down. Now he's under attack. He is on a full-out blitz. He throws another one off his back foot. Why not? When you're that young, take a shot. You're playing against the world champs. Let's go.
Anders Carlson adds the extra point. Jordan Love is having a night. Love actually, forget that, Love absolutely. Doubs takes the rainbow out of the sky. Watson climbs the ladder. Packers up by 9 late in the 3rd in Green Bay.
Jordan Love putting on a show, but it's no big deal for the fans in Green Bay. They've seen it all before. Let's go back to Brett Favre feet off the ground. Of course, anybody can just throw it with their feet on the ground, so let's do it a little trickier than that. Aaron Rodgers, if you can do it, I can do it. Absolutely, I'll throw it up in the air. But now you got Jordan Love. What the heck? Let's do it sidearm with your feet up off the ground. And what did he tell us about the last time that he played against the Kansas City Chiefs? He said, I threw the ball up on deep balls, but I tried to be too perfect instead of just throwing it up in the air and giving our guys a chance, and his guys paid it off on that drive. That was sensational.
It's the start at Arrowhead in 2021 when Rodgers couldn't go because of COVID. Richie James, the return for the Chiefs, got the edge, and James is taken out of bounds on the 35-yard line by Christian Welch, the linebacker. So Patrick Mahomes, who went 5 for 5 to start the second half for Kansas City, sees Jordan Love do exactly the same. And now the Chiefs are down 9 with about a third of the game left.
I just want to say right now, though, that Matt LaFleur had the guts to go for that. If it worked against him, in the press conference afterwards, they said, you blew the game. You gave him a chance. Well, no, he didn't. Now they've got a 2-score lead.
The starting field position of the night for Kansas City. Pacheco runs it for 5. Good game going for Pacheco. 12 carries, 80 yards against Joe Barry's defense. They've given up run yards, but Chris, they've done a good job here through the first part of this one.
You know, Joe Barry, everybody loves to figure out what Joe Barry should be doing better, but in this game right here, and with some of the backup players that he's been playing with, especially in the secondary, somewhat amazing. This team has won 3 out of 4 and sitting here with a lead against the Kansas City Chiefs.
And a chance to move into playoff position tonight. Pacheco says none of that. Keep running. Pacheco's on his way to a 100-yard night to the 46-yard line with 4.5 left in the third.
This week I was talking to Joe Barry about all the different things, and I brought up Patrick Mahomes, and he said, just almost under his breath, he's like, have you ever seen a guy do the stuff every week that guy does? He said, honestly, he has 14 sacks. We counted him. He should have had 120. Like, people can't get him on the ground. Well, tonight they got him on the ground.
3 times in the red zone. Difference in the game right now. Mahomes gets it out. It's Richie James bumped, not brought down. Valentine can't do it. Finally, Keyshawn Nixon finishes. Richie James, former 49er and Giant, with a catch into Packer territory.
Does Pacheco have training camp for running with the football? It seems like everybody on their team runs like that now.
And I love that about this team because we saw the pretty stuff, the Tyreek deep balls. It was kind of, finesse team. No, there's a physicality to any Andy Reid team.
Oh, yeah. They work them hard in camp, maybe harder than anybody. Oh, replay.
Mahomes swings it to Kelsey. Can only get a couple of yards out of it. That flag thrown, as you saw the jump up front. That's offsides on Green Bay. We talked about Andy Reid and physicality. This is the place where it all got started for Andy Reid as an assistant on great staffs in Green Bay.
Offside. Defense number 95 moved into the neutral zone prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Like, get out of the pit down there, man. Learn a little about the passing game. Changed his life.
Pacheco waits for blocking, gains a couple of yards. And Chris, you look at it, it's Monday night in Texas for a massive one with the Eagles and the Cowboys. Out of the Green Bay timeout, 2nd and 4, Rashee Rice got a block, and Rice out to the 27-yard line, down to the 27, I should say, and a first down for the Chiefs.
You know, the one thing the Kansas City Chiefs have not been able to do this year is work the ball downfield at all. As a matter of fact, on deep balls beyond 20 yards downfield, but 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions, it's actually worked against them. So they've become this quick throw team now, and Rashee Rice is a real key for them the rest of the way. He has proven the ability to do some of that.
Wildcat direct snap to Pacheco, gets to the hands of Tony, who's thrown down by Quay Walker. Still a good gain, but it was a little razzle-dazzle to get it to the hands of Pacheco.
I'll tell you what, it's tough for a so-called quarterback spin around and make a block this fast. Watch this. They're handed off, spin around, guy right in your face, and got to Smith just in time.
Regularly scheduled programming returns as Mahomes is back at quarterback. Gives inside Pacheco to the 14-yard line. Every run, more physicality.
I tell you, this is just, I love old-fashioned football. You know, you got double teams and you got double teams over here, and they're just pushing them right back into the linebackers. These interior three guys, as good as there is in the NFL, Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith inside, when they just want to go power football with Pacheco, that's where they're going.
4 shy of 100. Final minute, third quarter. Pacheco, they lead the way again. He goes over 100 yards and continues to push the pile. He's a one-man brotherly shove all the way down to the 1. Dude cannot be stopped.
You don't need me on this one. Just enjoy. All right, let's see how many yards. There's 4, 5, 6, 7 helmets off. Criminy.
They let him try to finish it off. And he stopped. Stopped at the 2. Third quarter, 2 and end. Isaiah Pacheco, offensive star of the night for the Chiefs with 108 yards, but his team's down 9 after 3. Sunday Night Football continues from Lambeau Field after this.
Number 1, new comedy is back again.
That's my